How you feeling, man?
Pretty lucky.
Say what?
I'm fine. I'm pretty fine.
What?
Yeah, I'm good.
How are you?
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Thank You for Collecting, episode 3. Ty, 3 episodes in. Let me introduce myself. I am Marco G, aka the Sixth Scale Scoundrel. And I'm joined here by my co-host, Ty Uncommon Flex. Ty, what's going on today?
Well, I'm also uncanny. Don't forget that.
You're definitely uncanny as well. We cannot forget that.
Not at all. I think that video, that opener, perfectly encapsulates Marco's feeling right now.
Bro, we're gonna get into it, but it has been one of those weeks. I am all over the place. I'm a mess right now. So gonna take a deep breath and exhale out, and we're gonna have a good stream. So
this is how I was this morning. That's how I was.
That's how you were. Okay.
Oh yeah. I had to take a nap because I'm old.
That's a strategy. Not everyone can afford it, but that is a strategy. So, Ty, we're not going to mess around. Obviously, if you're new to checking this out, we're telecasting on Collecting Weekly, on 1/6 Fix, on Uncommon Flex's channel. So we're all over the place right now. Thanks everyone for joining. We're going to check in with the chat in just a bit, but this program is really based on, we talk about 1/6 figures, we talk about collecting, and also how that may impact our mental health, and day-to-day life, and how our mental health can fluctuate, and how we try to get it right on the right track. So, Ty, I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to jump right into our segment that we like to call "How You Doing?"
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, please.
Hey, how you doing?
I
So
love
Ty,
it.
yeah, I'm gonna ask you, how you doing? How has your week been? How have you been physically? How you been mentally?
I think the perfect word for it is okay. Like, not really too far either way. I mean, you have your ups and downs during the week and everything, but for the most part, okay. Physically, did have some like fatigue. I think it was the heat finally got to me. Like, I was like, one day I just did nothing, just absolutely nothing. I was rotting.
You were rotting. Okay,
I was
gonna
rotting.
ask.
See, I remember from last week.
All right.
I was rotting, and one thing I did want to point out is when I get like that, just have one of those weeks and you just have those feelings, it helps to talk to some people, like, and sometimes it's people you don't expect it. It just happens. And like a friend of mine, I was chatting with him the other day, and it's Christopher, and he has a way of putting things so simply. Like, because we were talking about things, and I was saying how like the printers have been messed up. I haven't really gotten any figures recently, and I'm starting to feel a little anxious about that, because you got to get something. You see all these releases, and
You're
I
itching.
said, yeah, I'm itching. I'm getting, antsy. So I said the last thing I got was a Marvel Legends Wolverine. And he asked me, so did you enjoy it? And I had to sit back and think, like, wait a minute. Did I, like, why am I trying to acquire? Because we're always doing that. Like, we get something and we're looking for the next big thing. Oh, what's next? What's Hot Toys? And, they feed right into that. But it's like, did I enjoy what I have? And I was like, I had to honestly say, well, actually, no, because he's still in the box.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I thought
this
about that. I was
happens.
like, wow, wait a minute. Why don't I just enjoy what I have? And I took a look around at all the stuff, and I'm like, I'm pretty good. Yeah, I may not have ordered anything in a while, but I'm doing all right. And it just really like kind of evened me out.
Well, number one, that sounds like a terrific friend to have. Number two, I just love that you're open to at least talking to somebody about how you're feeling, right? That's kind of this space that we want to establish here, because sometimes it is okay not to be okay. And sometimes you just need to talk with someone to feel better about it. But I love that though, because it's so hard to appreciate what we have a lot of the times, because you said it perfectly. We get caught up in our, what's the next release? What's the next thing coming? I'm already thinking, I mean, we're going to talk about some potential pre-orders that are in the pipeline, and Hot Toys is not slowing down. And so it can be stressful, right? It can, you could lose the enjoyment of it because you're just getting invoices and figures in so intensely that after a while, you don't even open them. You're just like, are you're delaying opening them. So yeah, that absolutely is a thing. Everything else in your life okay, Ty? So you have a friend that you can talk to that made you feel better. Any other things of note?
Yes, I shipped another piece to Collector Joy. Joey, not Joy. Joey. His Death Star walls are on the way, so I feel pretty good about that. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm experimenting on the lighting aspect so that I can like post it and actually have that as something to sell. Because like he was asking, could you do it? And I was like, yeah, he's going to take care of all the painting and lighting and all that kind of stuff. I was just sending out raw prints. Also, if anyone wants some raw prints, I'm your guy. I can help you out.
And you recently started a Facebook page, right, Ty?
Yes, sir. Thanks to my friend Marco suggesting. There is a Facebook page, Uncommon Media, and there we will be posting and talking about 3D printing, toys, hot toy, you name it. I'll be showing stuff that I'm working on, stuff I have worked on. We can share pictures and things like that. If you're interested in anything, just PM me. I'll be here.
Awesome. And if you have a link, you could drop it in the chat, and we can put it in the show description afterwards too. But definitely want to encourage Ty, establishing his small business here. So
see, this is why you're the professional, and I'm the Padawan here, because that would have.
You're an artiste. You're an artiste. You can't always be bothered to do the business stuff. You're too busy cooking.
Yeah. Let me cook.
Let Ty cook.
Oh, Marco, we were talking earlier this week too about like I was venting about the whole printer issues and things like that with you. So that's always a good thing, because I can always count on Marco to give me like a damn, like what the hell's going on, But I was feeling bad because some sales haven't gone through. But like I said, I talked to Christopher, who is also press X to continue. And that always helps. It's always a great conversation with him.
Well, that's great to hear. And it's so important to find folks in whatever space we're in the collecting community, at our job, just folks that we can commiserate with. I think that's the correct term, because everyone's going through their own shit. And so we're going to talk about, obviously, and I'll bring this back kind of in between the figure talk, but taking things personally, because this is, an area of focus that I've really, really tried to focus on. It's a weak point of mine. It's so easy to take things personally. And so I guess, Ty, anything else of note that you want to share before I jump into how I'm doing?
No, that was going to be my next statement is, Marco, how you doing?
Well, thank you for asking. So, as I mentioned, it was a rough week, Ty. It was a rough week, and I don't want to get into all the details, but I will say work has just been hectic. Like, I've had a fair amount of projects that they put on my plate that I've got to lead, and I've got to understand at a level where I can convey to management, right? So this is common in a lot of people's jobs, but it's like, okay, really, boiling the projects down to their essence so I can communicate it to somebody else. And I had a really unpleasant experience with someone that I work with, and I won't get into any more details beyond that, but it just really soured my mood. And, objectively speaking, I can't say like who was necessarily in the wrong, but, we'll talk about taking things personally. But I think that this person's, aggression towards me was a little bit uncalled for. And so it just kind of, when you're backed into a corner, when you're feeling some type of way, everyone thinks I'm a nice guy, and I am for the most part. I'm kind of go with the flow, but I'm also a little bit of a prick. I'm a little prickly. So, you push me a little bit and I will sometimes bark back. And so it was just not a pleasant interaction. And that kind of I was already anxious, and then that put me kind of in a funk throughout the rest of the week where I was trying to, exercise to get out of it. I was trying to play video games, try to, work on the collection. And I just felt tense. Like my entire body felt tense. I felt anxious is the best way to put it. But, after today, after kind of getting through the week and accomplishing a few tasks, and then knowing that we had this stream, I just started feeling better. And I got a little Peloton ride in before this. So, I would say I'm on the upswing, but it was a challenging week, no doubt about it.
That is awesome. Not the challenging part, but how you handled it. Yeah, because that is rough. That is definitely rough. And when we get to that part about taking it personally, yeah, I know all about that. I'm with you.
Well, thank you for that. And yeah, I'm glad to hear that you can relate. And yeah, it's never great when you've got that conflict, because I think you and I are similar, where we just want to have peace, But sometimes you cause the conflict. Sometimes the conflict comes upon you, and you just got to figure out management tools.
You got to take care of that conflict. You got to handle it. But right. The good thing is you made it here. With all of us, you made it here. But yeah, I know you were saying how it was a rough week, and oh boy,
you're right. Though go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was going to say, made it here. It's a safe space, and we've got all our friends with us. So
exactly. That's what we all need.
Absolutely. And I'm going to check in with the chat here. Let's see. We got Toy Mafia in the house, always the first to comment. We got Mike, the Sith scale collector. What up, fellas? Hope you're ready for some more Wolverines dropping soon, Mike. Let's see. We got Uncanny Flex in the house. We got the Fat Batman. The Fat Batman. What's up, my guys? What's going on? We got Quinn Gary in the house. Yo, what up, Marco the G? Wow. Appreciate that. Thanks for being in here. We've got the legend Bob Dylan in the house. TGIF. Bob, we made it. So I hope you're doing well, and thanks for popping in here. And Ty, the Uncanny Flex. There you go. Let's see. We got really quickly, I'm going to pause here. The how you doing, it's not necessarily supposed to be a space for us to complain about how tough things are. I would say, obviously we want to appreciate, just like we appreciate our collections, appreciate the privilege we have and that we're able to collect, and that we've got generally our health and a lot of things to appreciate. So I want that balance for sure to say, we're going to talk about how we're doing, and sometimes we're not going to be doing well, but also some space for gratitude as well. So we got Ceylon in the house. Hi, everyone. Hey, Ceylon. Thanks for being in here. We got big old Fern in the house. What's up, guys? Fern, thank you so much for joining. We got Yomo in the house. Yomo, what's going on? Well, let's see. We got Illusion Entity. Hello, Illusion Entity. Thanks for being in here. We got Godzilla King with just a simple hi. Godzilla hi. King, thanks so much for joining. Quinn is talking about the heat, saying the last couple of days I just passed out. Yeah, the heat will just it'll raise the anxiety. It'll make you more fatigued. Hi, you said a nap though, and I get folks that have kids, they don't always have the privilege to nap, but oh man, that reset, if you can get like 15, 20 minutes, just Absolutely. Resets your mood.
Absolutely. And there's one trick I learned when my son was little is when they sleep, you sleep. So if they nap, you nap. That's how you survive. That's Ty's tips.
I love that. Ty's tips. All right. Jot it down. And I forget where I saw this, but basically like when you're sleeping, your brain's being washed, right? So it's like, you just kind of reset, and all the, hopefully when you wake up, everything's better. So Quinn is, there we go. Hopefully Quinn is agreeing that, as a safe figure. Yes. Safe figure space friends. Perfect. Well said. Feel free to dish all day long, brother. Hey, appreciate you. And back at you. Let us know how everyone in the chat is doing. Equan is saying, I'm in the same club, Quinn, waiting on the module cases to get here before those figures come out. Oh, Equan, the figures are coming out way faster than the cases are shipping. So tricky spot to be in. Thanks for joining, Equan. Let's see. Let's see. We got Casual Nerd Problems. Sup, peeps? STCC next week. Yes. Steve, we'll see you at Comic-Con next week. So DM me, let me know where you're staying so we can all link up. I'm sure we're gonna have some group outings, but appreciate you popping in here. Let's see. Illusion Entity is saying, please don't take this personally. From an ex-YouTuber to someone who is trying to build a following. The personal life talk, viewers don't want to hear that stuff. This is everyone's escape from it all. Illusion Entity, completely fair. Completely hear what you're saying. I want to just reiterate that the objective of this show is to be a safe space, right? So I'm not trying to come on here and complain about anything. I'm just we're trying to promote that it is okay to talk about your mental health, right? It's not always, not always viewed in a positive way when you say, well, I'm struggling, sometimes, especially Ty and I have said, as people of color, you don't really get to talk about your mental health. It's like, man up, do better, suck it up, or is kind of what you hear. And, it's not always productive, right? So it's not
always puppies and rainbows.
There we go. So, yeah. So it's not intended to be, just woe is us. But that's really the objective of the show. So appreciate you giving that perspective. But this is 1/6 figure talk and also mental health talk. He goes on to say, we also don't want to listen to what it's like being a YouTuber. All right, fair. But, there are different perspectives here. So, yep. Ty, with that, let's start with some figure talk here.
Let's do it.
All right. Actually, you know what? We're not even going to get to a figure just yet because I want to talk really quickly about this was a terrible transition, our affiliates over at Collector's Zone.
Oh, there you go.
Promo code 16fix, as I mentioned, we're working on getting a code, but 16fix will get you 15% off over at Collector's Zone. Link down in the comments, in the description below. So Ty, we're going to get back to this. Really quick, but I want to talk about this first figure, and that's Clone Commander Scorch. Now, I know you're not always plugged into what's going on. Have you seen this? Have you seen that this is dropping sometime soon?
I did see it, but before I say anything else, 12-inch Moose Stream says, was he skipped? I don't know if his post was missed.
Son of a bee sting. All right, I'm going back, Moose. I'm going back.
So
I don't see you in here.
We gotta have 12-inch Moose Stream.
Moose, apologies. I didn't see you in here at all, so I didn't intentionally skip you, but thank you so much for joining. Let's see. And we got TC in the house saying, speak what you want, Marco. Great show. Hey, TC, thank you so much for being in here. So really appreciate that.
I have one other thing before I talk about this guy, Scorchy. Lane Kramer's here too. Don't forget Lane. But
there we go. Lane, what's going on? Thanks for joining.
Illusion Entity, it's of course it's a fair point. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, and what they said is definitely a fair point. But we also want to say, like, this isn't a place where it's a gripe session. This is, how are you feeling? How are you doing? That's an easy question. That's something we ask each other each and every day. How you doing? And we have that brief thing, and then we go on to, what we're going to talk about. It's not going to be a long extended thing. It's just, hey, how you doing? That's it.
There we go, Ty. Really well said. And now we get to talk about the stupid shit. So with that, yeah, I appreciate you interjecting there. So Clone Commander Scorch. Is this one that's on your radar? How are you feeling about this?
All right. So this is probably not going to be very popular, what I'm about to say. I am not a fan of these clone commandos, like their helmets. I don't know why, but there's something about the look. It just looks like almost a knockoff. Like, you know, you have
Wow.
your clone troopers and you have the way their helmets look, and it looks like, oh, someone wants to make you think of Star Wars without like really infringing on the patent. So they came up with their own little toys, you know, like you would have Transformers and GoBots, you know, so you have to separate it somehow. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I just don't like those helmets, you know. So he is a no for me.
Wow. Okay. Interesting take, Ty, because I will say the helmet is probably the coolest part to me.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah.
No, I like stormtroopers.
Yeah.
I like clones. I like helmets. And you would think that this is right in my wheelhouse. And nope.
It's not doing it. And maybe it's just not conveying, it's not giving stormtrooper or clone trooper to you. And that's fair. Like you said, the helmet just feels not very troopery.
Yeah, it feels like it's just kind of, you know, hastily made up. I don't know what it is about those helmets that just, I haven't liked them since the game Republic Commando.
Okay, so you've never been a fan of these troopers.
I've never been a fan of them. I want to like them, you know, and everyone else likes them, and you know, I think that's great. But like, I won't have one of these in my my play. Like, I just don't. They don't grab me. They don't grab me.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so for me, the Clone Commander that dropped previously, that was an exclusive. And so just for background, for anyone that doesn't know, these haven't gone up yet. So these were announced by Hot Toys on their Facebook and social media earlier this week. Normally that's like a 1 or 2 day lead until they go up. In Sideshow, we got to do the queue, but here in the US, they're not up yet, right? So we're kind of anticipating probably next week, you know, these are going to drop. This one is beautiful to me, honestly. So I was able to snag that Clone Commander. Figured that he would be pretty tough to get, and there was a fair amount of demand. That was one of the toughest gets there was. Yeah, it was. It really kind of put Sideshow's system to the test. And then I think this is like a great compliment. So you see the OG in the back, and then Scorch here up front. So just really no interest at all, Ty.
No, like I see them and I'm just like, I was reading Lane's comment, and you know, the 5 years in clone collector salt mines I gotta spend. You know, and it's like, I don't know what it is about these guys. Like, they have just never, you know, they just never done it for me. Like, I want to be with you guys. I want to be. He's a trooper, for crying out loud. You know, and it's just like, you know, he's all right. I just I don't have words now.
Okay.
You know, but I want everyone to know that I'm not pooping on any of this, you know, because he looks like a good figure, but just not one that I would pay money for.
I think your criticism was totally fair, honestly. You're saying you don't like the helmet, and that's such a huge part of it. And
that's the main thing.
Yeah. That's the main thing, honestly. And I would say it's kind of nice that, you know, vibe with it, because like one less thing that you want to go get, because there's so many good things that Hot Toys is teasing, that other 1/6 companies are teasing. If you're able to pass on one, that's a blessing, honestly.
Yeah, we need to do a show about that. All the stuff that, you know, does get me.
There we go. Just start a list. Ty is not interested. Whatever the opposite of Ty's buys is.
Ty says no.
Hey, there's already a she said no. Sorry, we
never
can't do
mind.
that one.
My bad. Yeah. My bad. Sorry, Gigi.
We will. My lawyer will be sending you a message here shortly. So,
geez. Oh my goodness.
So Moose is saying I have a Imperial Commando arriving Wednesday. Heck yeah. I still haven't received a shipping notice from Sideshow, but that's awesome. Let's see. I think Quinn was saying that they missed out on the first one. So yeah, it was a tough get for sure. Let's see. Zach Davenport in the house saying, I love Delta Squad. Yeah, these clone commanders are awesome. So they're just really, I think the first one was Imperial Commando is what he was labeled as. Let's see. Equan is saying Clone Commander was stressful to get. I remember getting errors trying to add to cart. Yeah, that was a, like we're saying, that was not easy. So we'll see how this one turns out. And we're probably going to be at Comic-Con, so it's going to be, let's hope the cellular service stay strong while we have to get this. Let's see. We got, read this name for me, Ty. I'm not good at reading.
That is our friend A.
Okay, there you go. We shortened it. You already have a nickname, so
Yep. Hey,
thank you. Thanks so much for joining. Let me read this last comment here. I mean, from the exclusives, I've got 7 straight times I could make it through for them, but like just had to pass a godlike Loki and the gold and black Mark 7. Hot Toys just putting too much of them. Yeah. There's a lot of exclusives. It's becoming a pattern. So,
yeah.
Let's see. Zach Davenport is saying would have loved to see 5,000 pieces on this guy. I want to say it is 3,000. I'll double check all these numbers here, but
why not 5?
You're in favor of just doing larger runs, right, Ty?
Yes, I'm in favor of people getting what they want. Just stop with this nonsense. Like, this being an exclusive now, I am very easily tempted to get stuff. Like, I was in that queue for that black and gold Iron Man, and I don't even know why, except, I clicked the button and it put me in the queue and I almost bought that thing. And, what am I doing? And this is like a more limited run, and it doesn't make any difference to me. You got plenty of people that obviously people want this guy. Let him have it. Just give him the stuff. It's come on, stop it.
Yeah, there's certain ones that do make sense for the exclusives and certain ones that don't. And this one definitely doesn't feel like it makes sense to be exclusive. I said that about the Imperial Commando, and this one is the same thing. So it's like, yeah, just make these a wide release. I get that it's kind of a repaint with a new helmet. But yeah, I think these ones would sell a lot if they made more of them. So not a huge fan of their strategy.
No, what little strategy they have.
There we go. And let's see, Moose is saying nothing is allowed to go up on the 25th at 4 p.m. because I'll be at Deadpool and Wolverine then. Okay, the ugly Joker and the Nightlight Maul can go up. All right, those two. But not this one. Yeah.
No one asked them for that.
Let's see, Illusion Entity is saying exclusives aren't so bad, unfortunately. Exclusives breed scalpers. Yeah, so I think that's the tough thing, right? So as a community, I think Hot Toys has heard and they've seen the numbers that people do want exclusives. They want pieces that are maybe more rare, that someone else doesn't have in their collection. And they kind of like this thrill of the hunt, like the fact that you can put it up and then you got months and months and months to get it isn't as appealing to everyone. But then there are negatives that come with it because people don't like scalpers. No. I personally don't care. I think it's a free market. If you're not able to get it, secondary prices are that's what happens when things are limited. So it just comes with the territory. But I understand that people don't like that. They feel icky about it. Not a bugaboo of mine, for sure. How do you feel about scalpers, Ty?
I can't stand them. I mean, if there are people willing to pay, then by all means, it's a personal choice. Like, you don't have to pay for it. But if Hot Toys would just make enough, then, there you go. But I mean, it's a free country, so there'd be plenty of things I don't agree with, that people do, and plenty of things that I do. So it's just one of those, like, it's kind of scummy, because if they get first dibs at it and they snatch it all up before you get a chance to get it, and then they skyrocket the price, then you're forced to, if like you really, like, people really, really want it, but just couldn't get it because the scalpers were in the way. That's kind of messed up, but it is, unfortunately, that's the way of the world. So
that's the way of the world.
I think part of it, though, is as I've gotten older, I have, I look at bigger pictures now, and I've come to reflect on my younger years and how I was more aggressive and things like that. And my opinions change. You know, I was different when I was younger than I am now.
We hope every day we can improve.
I hope so too. You know, some days I'm not so sure, but you know,
progress isn't linear though. You know, we're always going to have setbacks. Consistency. There you go. So yeah. So that's enough about scalpers because I don't want to tell you how many PS5s I sold. You'll think differently of me. Let's see. We got. Oh, bro.
See, I was going to mention PS5s, but yeah, I'm glad I didn't.
Man, I made a small fortune on those PS5s.
Hey,
I even had Gigi. We had a little workshop over here, like spam the button, add to cart on Walmart. We got them for all our family and friends. Man, we had a system going. Let's see. Kirk R in the house. Thank you so much for joining. Saying, I wish Hot Toys would just do a pre-order window for these limited editions. Then collectors can go get what they want, and there is no leftover stock. It still remains limited that way as well. You know, I wouldn't be shocked if we see that system, for a few releases here upcoming, as they maybe start to they've dipped their toe in the water a bit with more exclusives. They're starting to do more and more of them, and I could see now they say, okay, here you've got your window, which window could be a trigger word in this community, but you got your window to order stuff. So
I like pre-order better. Like, you know, that gives them a number. Obviously, some people are going to cancel out on that as well. So there's no guarantee either way. You know what I mean? But as far though as you at the scalping and all that, this last word I'll have is there's obviously people who want the stuff. So I don't hold anything against you because you got it and you sold it, you made a profit. You know, that's allowed. It's not illegal. You know, if people didn't like it, they didn't have to buy it. So, you know, that's also the way I look at it too. It's my mind's everywhere.
There we go. All right. You could see both sides.
I can.
There
so
we
I
go.
get it.
All right. And so Moose is saying Hot Toys is either leaving money on the table or they're scamming us. They might be scamming us, but you know what? We're just sitting back and we're taking it because we
or bending over and taking it.
You know what? Either one. They've got us in all positions, honestly. Legs behind our head, all the positions. But,
oh man,
I'm too far. Apologies.
Oh no, I'm not that flexible anymore.
For Hot Toys, though. For Hot Toys.
No, I got beef with Hot Toys. After Batman Begins, we always have a beef there.
Oh boy,
over for them.
Oh, Ty, guess what just came in?
What'd you get? What you got? You did it.
I did it.
Oh,
I don't have the figure yet,
bro.
I don't have the figure yet, but I've got the head sculpt. So
there's plenty of them. They were not exclusive.
No, and I think I can get that for like $150 on Sideshow. So
nice.
Let's see. Zach Davenport is saying Underground Figures is a great reseller, but eBay resellers are out of pocket. Oh, you know what? I don't know what to make of that, but yeah, I heard good things about Underground Figures if that's what you're saying. So let's see. TK592, thanks so much for joining. In the words of John Connor, easy money. Love it. Love it. Let's see. Illusion Entity saying not only scalpers, you also see collectors buying simply for trade bait. If you don't want it, don't buy it. Yeah, you know, I personally haven't ever done trades like that, but yeah, you know, people jump all over these exclusives. That FOMO really gets everyone, and yeah, it could be a powerful trade bait tool, but there's a lot of risks involved too, because that's like a $400 plus gamble sometimes. I don't know. I don't feel like it's worth it. Either you want the figure or you don't.
There's still some that maybe they buy it for review and then that's all they wanted it for, and then they sell it.
It's true. It's true. To each their own. Let's see. We got Ben Thomas in the house. Hey boys. Hey Ben, you're gonna have to join us here one of these days. I know.
Yeah, man.
This is a tough time for you. You're normally decompressing after work, but we're gonna get you on here and we're gonna ask how you doing. Let's see. We got that guy Mark in the house. I think it's more they're getting their money right away instead of waiting for a year to cash in. I think that's the thing, Mark. They've got this pipeline now where it's like we put it out, these suckers jump all over it. It's just a repainted clone, and we're gonna call him Scorch, and they're gonna pay us, and they're gonna like it. So they got us. They got us in a tricky spot.
Well, I mean, this is what they do, though. All right. I mean, and from a business standpoint, it's smart of them because they have the molds. So make the most of the mold because molds aren't cheap, so make the most of it. Let's paint it, candy cane colors and release that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't blame them for that.
Yeah.
See, again, I can see both sides of it.
Absolutely. No, it's a business, right? Just like we talked about the free market. It's a business.
Exactly.
Yeah. But then sometimes they do some weird shit that like feels counter to what they should be doing. But we'll get into that later.
Still got beef.
Let's see. We got Dean the Dream in the house. I really wanted this Scorch, but hell nah. Dean, I sent you the link. Check your Facebook Messenger if you want to join us. No pressure though. But yeah, you're saying hell nah because it's going to be exclusive. Like you would have bought it if it was a wider release. Is that what you're saying? Because yeah, I agree. This one definitely should have been a wider release. Let's see. Ben is saying would love top. I bet you would, Ben. I bet you would. Yeah, I think he meant 2. Oh man. What a tough nut. Let's see. Dean is saying 1, it's exclusive. 2, it's Clone Wars branded, so the rest of his Delta Squad is unlikely. And 3, even if the rest of Delta Squad comes out, now he's rare, so there's no point in buying the rest. It is true. It is a really good point, Dean.
See, I like this. Like you guys are like really into it. I'm learning, because like I'm in it, but I'm not, I don't know all the ins and outs, so this is like just reading that. I was like, wow, that's a very good point.
It's great logic, honestly. Yeah. And yeah, that's the fun of talking about these figures because people will have different takes than kind of what you expected. And sometimes it'll shift your perspective. Sometimes you'll be like, no, they're crazy, but it's all part of the hobby here.
I need this because like I am quick to pull a trigger, so seeing, the advice from you guys, that's invaluable.
Heck yeah. And that's it's a safe space, We're here to bounce ideas off each other.
There we go.
Ty,
yes.
This is one that I'm not sure if you've seen yet, but I want to share this because this Scorch may be a canary in the coal mine, if you will. This was posted on Facebook groups, on Reddit, and normally we pay no attention to these whatsoever because it's like, okay, this is what Hot Toys is going to be announcing upcoming. So some summer showcase leaks, if you will. Now, let me go over the list and I'll tell you why we initially discarded it and why we're paying attention now. So the first one they've got on this list, and this comes from TK421 Collectibles on YouTube, who said this was a leaked internal memo. So Artisan Darkside Anakin is the first one there. And I'll get your thoughts on all these in just a bit, excuse me. Samurai was another artisan. Some folks were saying maybe Predator. Some folks were saying maybe a Deadpool Samurai, but that'd be hard to imagine as artisan. T-800 Battle Damage Terminator reissue. General Grievous diecast.
What?
Old Man Logan Wolverine. Superman.
Oh boy.
Scorch. Now there's like, okay, hey, they got the most obscure one on here. So now there's a bit more credence to this. And then the 212th Airborne Troops. So Ty, what are your thoughts on this list? And you think that Scorch being announced means this may happen? This may be real, excuse me.
I think there's some teeth to this. Because we do have a Scorch announcement, so then that's on here. I feel like I'm going to be extremely triggered at some point, and I will be ranting on this show at some point when they do the exclusive Artisan Darkside Anakin, and I can't get that one either. So I feel that may be coming soon. But I'd like to see it, and that T-800, I'd love to see that. I mean, I had to go, secondary market to get a Terminator. That's one of my favorite movies. Old Man Logan, and when you said Superman, I actually got a chill. I don't know why, but I got a chill.
Wow, you got a chill. Where?
Yeah, I mean, Superman. If it's all over.
All right.
Because like that brings back good memories for me. Like Superman, when I went to the theaters to see Christopher Reeve as Superman, that's a good thing. That's a good memory. You know, even though Superman is not my favorite hero, I still enjoyed that. Like, you know, he kind of led us down this path with superhero movies, and you know, I'd love to have one. I know
Heck yeah.
InArt's doing it, right?
Well, you know, they've teased the Christopher Reeves, and they've already put out the other one, the BVS one, for pre-order.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that. I just don't know how long, you know, I have to live in order to get the InArt stuff, because I'm still waiting on my Batman. And
Yeah.
you know, I've I actually forgot I ordered it. You know, like it's gotten to the point where now he doesn't matter as much. I have the Hot Toys one, and it's like whatever. Like the magic is gone now. They've pulled the Hot Toys for me. The magic is gone.
All right. So really quickly, Ty, I want to interrupt you there and say hello to my dear friend Dean Knight in the house. Dean the Dream. What's going on, Dean? How are you?
I'm okay. Sorry I'm late. I had to eat. I hadn't eaten. It's like 7 p.m. over here. I was like, dude,
oh my,
fucking hungry.
No worries at all, man. Glad you were able to join. Yeah, when I saw you streaming earlier, I was like,
yeah, I got your message. I've just finished eating. I grabbed my phone. I was like, oh, he messaged me. But I saw you talking about Scorch, and I was like, bro, I gotta. Neither of you know who Scorch is?
no, wait, educate us really quick. Let's jump back to that. Let's jump back to that on Scorch. And really quickly, Dean, I just want to say you're our first ever guest on this podcast, so really appreciate you being on here.
I was gonna say hi to Flexi. We haven't met. Uncommon Flex. What's up, dude?
What's up, my friend? What's up? Glad to have you.
You go by Ty, I guess.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Okay. However, I don't want to call you something you don't want to go by. So
whatever you want to do, just don't
Ben
call
is
me
saying,
like artisan.
Wow. Well,
am I too quiet? Hold on, let me check my settings. I was just on. No, I'm all the way up here. Hold on.
He's got like that late night vibe voice going.
he really does.
How's it going? Yeah.
How you doing?
That sounds good now,
A
Dean.
little bit better.
So,
Okay.
tell us about Scorch.
Yeah, so Scorch is one of 4 in Delta Squad. They were actually the first Republic Commandos. It was a game for the Xbox.
I was gonna say, are they from the game? Because I remember, I have the game.
The game is called Republic Commandos.
Mm-hmm.
It was Fixer, Scorch, Sev, and Boss. So I guess Boss was more the leader, and then Scorch was like second in command or so. I always just remember Scorch being like the default player, but I guess it was Boss. And I think Boss is also in Clone Wars, if I remember correctly. But anyway, so the Republic Commandos didn't like exist in, I guess, like the ether, the canon or whatever. And that was their introduction, if I remember correctly, was that game. And they were like, this was way before Clone Wars and stuff like that. So like there was no ARC troopers and stuff like that. It was like just clone troopers. And then the Republic Commando. These were the top of the best soldiers in the whole, army. It's a little weird now because there's so many squads and stuff, like, the Bad Batch.
So many.
Troopers and Republic Commandos, and there's like the Death Squad, and it's like, I don't even know anymore. But anyway, yeah, so Scorch was a member of Delta Squad. And each member had their kind of like strength. So Fixer, obviously, he was more of a tech guy. It's kind of like Bad Batch on it. Like if you know Bad Batch, like
sounds just like
there's
it.
one that's the heavy hitter. There's one that's good with a sniper rifle.
I was gonna say they got the sniper guy.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
I remember.
So when he showed up in Bad Batch, it was kind of cool. Like, oh fuck! Like it's a nod to there he is. And so that was when this, when they showed this, I was super excited, but then I was like, oh, wait a minute, it says Bad Batch. So you don't see the other members in the Bad Batch.
So you just see him and then a plain Imperial Commando, or how did that work out?
Yeah, I guess the guy behind them, they're just like in a scene together, or a few. I didn't watch the, I guess the last season of the Bad Batch, so I'm not sure. But I just know you only see him. Because it was like everyone was like a eureka, like, hey, there he is. But yeah, so that was kind of my whole beef, is like, well, it's not branded as just regular Star Wars or the video game series they do. It's branded as Bad Batch. So it's like, well, I doubt the other members are going to show up in figure form, even though it's, I mean, like Ty said a little bit ago, you got the molds. Just fucking knock out the rest. Like, that seems very easy to do. But then they put it behind this exclusive wall, and it's like, what's the fucking point now?
So weird.
Because if we get the other three, the chances of getting him are next to, impossible. So it's like, if you guys want to make a bunch of money, make every clone. Don't make any of them exclusive, and everybody would buy it, because now you're not making any money off of me because I'm not going to get him.
Yeah, they're painting themselves in a corner.
Yeah, it's kind of silly, honestly. Like, if you want to do an exclusive Hot Toys Commando, don't do a named trooper. That seems fucking crazy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Really, really odd behavior, honestly. And they've got the data from the previous release, where I think a lot of folks in here and myself have said, like, it was tough to get. So you should know now that there is demand, and like, put this named guy up for a larger pre-order. It's just really, really goofy.
Hot Toys, though. It's freaking Hot Toys. They have no rhyme or reason to what they do.
You're not wrong. I wanted to beat Dean to that because I knew he was going to say it.
Yeah,
well, I didn't realize they were part of from Republic Commando, the game, Dean. And like, honestly, when I watched the season with Bad Batch, and I saw him, I didn't even think about that game. But like, I have that game on my original, my OG Xbox. Yeah. I have that. I have it on my PC now too. I never put two and two together, but yeah, that was a long time ago.
See, you
I'm
didn't
old.
give yourself enough credit. You do know what it's from. There you go.
I do know what it's from. Like, as soon as you said it, I'm like, is this from the game? Like, oh yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it was like 20 years ago. So
yeah. And my memory's terrible.
Yeah, that game was so cool. Do they have a PC port? I need to buy it.
They do. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I own it because they did a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff. I'm gonna check.
We need a Dean Plays for that one.
Right. Yeah, it was really cool because you would take control over. Oh, it is on Steam. $10. I'm buying it.
There you go. See,
it's a bargain.
You could like issue commands to your other troopers if you needed them to like flank or do something. It was really cool. Back in the
really
day,
cool.
It was like really innovative. Cool. But yeah, I mean, for an exclusive, like, perfect example that we just saw, and I can't believe I'm even going to sing this praises at all, so forgive me. Have you talked about the Artisan Joker yet?
No, I wanted to get your take on that. Let the hate flow through you, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there, but let me just say this about that.
Yeah.
It's a character figure that really has no place in like any really main display or almost any business in your collection. You never saw the Joker wearing the Batman suit on screen. It is like in a trope in the Batman universe, but it's specifically Heath Ledger's Joker. And
wait, we're on Batman. We're on the Joker now.
We're there now.
All right,
we're going for it. We're going for it, Dean. Give us
go for
load
it,
the
Dean.
clip,
Do
bro.
it.
But that figure, just as it sits, is a perfect thing to make exclusive. You're not really pissing off a lot of people that I didn't get this figure, right? Like, that's an iconic scene in the movie. That's a like the pinnacle of like what the climax of the story. I didn't get that Joker. You put it behind an exclusive thing. It's a kind of a nonsense figure. So to put it as an exclusive makes a ton of sense. But if you're putting, like I said, a named trooper that has a very specific role and in a lot of people's minds, especially mine, right? Like Delta Squad. Are you kidding me? Finally. It just seems like a slap in the face. It's like, that fucking sucks. And now instead of making, what, $1,000 off me, you're making $0.
There you go.
I would have bought the Delta Squad, but what the hell is this?
Yeah, it's a really goofy business decision in terms of the trooper and putting that up for exclusive. Now, this is the second time they've done it, and those definitely feel like they should not have been exclusive like that. But Dean, I'm going to completely agree with you that this Joker was the perfect candidate to make an exclusive. It's weird. It's not for everyone. You're doing the artisan, so you've got that extra layer of, artisanness to it, I guess. Ty, I want to get your thoughts though. How do you feel about this Joker? Because obviously I'm the Joker collector, so I kind of want to go last here. But what are your thoughts?
So I agree with Dean that normally I disagree with most of what Hot Toys does, but on this one, like, he is perfect as an exclusive because no one asked for it. They're doing something weird, and they're kind of, I guess, testing the waters a bit. So see if because you don't want to make a whole bunch of these and then have them sitting around. So you have it as an exclusive. You limit the run, and you can always make more if you want to, if you see that there's a huge demand, especially on the secondary market, blah blah blah. So I'm okay with this. I'm not interested in it at all. I saw it, and I was like, what the hell are they doing? Like, why can't you give me figures that I want? I know I didn't ask you for this. Because it's Heath Ledger's Joker. It's not the Joker that this would be from. But as far as I'm just going on the movie stuff. But again, it's artisan. I'm not gonna get it. Even if I went for it, I probably wouldn't get it because Sideshow and their fucking queues. But
wow, they're not that bad, Ty. You just got to have perseverance, bad, bro.
Marco, they shouldn't exist. I'm sorry. But like, this guy he can sit right alongside that WB Batman. That I don't know why they made that one either, but it didn't bother me because they weren't going to get my money for that. So they could make 50 million or just 50 of them. It doesn't matter, because Bale never dressed like that. So I thought that was ridiculous. Like, why not do an Adam West one? Because that would have been perfect. But anyway,
because that requires effort, Ty.
Oh, that's it. My bad. But this is I had a friend. He's not really into this. Like, he would see stuff. I would send him things from time to time, and he actually texted me about this. Like, he sent me a link. And I just started laughing. I was like, yep, see? They get attention for this because it appeared in some other magazine or something like that. Hot Toys is doing a Joker. And I was like, yep, this is what they wanted.
Yeah, it's funny because I did see this posted. I want to say it was either on like Kotaku or IGN or like somewhere in that kind of sphere where it had broken from our Hot Toys community out into kind of more of the mainstream. So at the very least, it's got everyone's attention. It is an artist's interpretation. I kind of vacillate on this one.
You
as a Joker collector, what was that?
Sick? You vacillate, or you?
as a Joker collector, I am intrigued by it. I think it's a really cool concept. So I want to see who Kenny Lang in the house saying this is similar to what they did with the Iron Strange. Yeah, it's like they took pieces and made another figure out of it. So in that part, like, I kind of dislike it because it does feel a little bit like they're phoning it in. but the Joker sculpt does look good, and the rooted hair looks good, and it's just intriguing. And that Iron Strange was one that I haven't added yet, but I've always been intrigued by these mashups. So it's got my attention, but at $600, probably like around that
What?
price to get it to your doorstep, because
This?
the previous Artisan Joker was expensive, Ty. It was like it was pushing $600. So if this is priced along the lines of that, I'm struggling. I'm struggling a bit for when this finally goes up. We'll see if it's a queue. It probably will be. Yeah, I just don't know about it.
I do have a comment though. Now that just looking at this picture long enough, if they had the heads for this Artisan Joker, why couldn't they make more so I could have one?
You could have this one is their point.
I don't want
you
this
could take,
one. I
You
don't
could
want
take
this thing.
You could take the sculpted hair Joker. That was a wide release. And you could buy this one and you can give them, almost $1,000, and now you got both.
I was gonna get the sculpted because that's all that was left in the queue when I finally got through, and I said no, thank you. And I don't want this head either. On but never
Good
mind.
on you. Good on you. And really quickly, I want to address.
You are a man with principles, and I respect
That's right.
that. I always say that. Like, don't buy it. Go
Exactly.
with your wallet. If you're gonna fuck me, I'm not buying your shit.
There you go.
Well, I have no principles, so there's that. So shout out to Lane Kramer with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Lane. Saying, if doing a clone exclusive wouldn't like Imperial Armor Crosshair make sense given the demand for him, and it would be a small run with a unique look.
That's a perfect exclusive because it's just unique enough that people are gonna want it, and it's also not such a huge departure of the original one that people that already have that one are going to be like, fuck, I need that. You know what I mean? Because it's just the same armor in all black.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And
that would have been an easy, Lane, I think you're 100% right.
And I don't think the ship has sailed on that. I'm sure that Hot Toys, is considering something along those lines. So
Oh, 100%. That figure is already selling for what, $600-700 sometimes?
they're
I
going to
was so
find a
lucky
way to
get
get
mine.
there.
I was
you've got one,
lucky.
Ty?
Yeah, I got a crosshair. Back before, right before he was gone, I snapped him up. And,
Awesome.
He's selling for crazy money. My buddy sold him without the toothpick for like almost $6. So,
I lost the toothpick.
okay.
Damn it, Ty.
I'm telling you, as soon as I took him out of the box, I was like, wait, where's the tooth? Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
Lane is saying he's
Lane-
selling for up to $900 on eBay, which is
Good
just
Lord.
wild.
Lane, I'm not selling mine, though, because I all I need now is tick. I need teak. And then if
He's
we
coming
had
out
the,
soon. We saw him on the. So you should be getting them.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll have the bad badge. So mine is the little one.
Yeah.
But Lane, I want to say Lane, because he got the sculpted. The sculpted looks great, as well as the rooted for the Joker. I'm just mad about the artisan part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
fair.
Ty, it was $600 though, right? So I saw that.
So I'm
price
good.
tag.
I got my InArt. So whatever. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, but
yeah,
no.
he ain't got nothing to worry about.
Thank you, but no, Hot Toys. I'm good. Thank you, sir. Good day.
I will say though, I think people that are gonna get the Hot Toys are gonna be pleasantly surprised, and I think InArt people are gonna try and sell theirs to get the Hot Toys one.
It looks
I think
good.
the Hot Toys one's looking really good.
It's looking really, really good. I agree with you.
It does look good.
But I'm not
still
selling
worried
my
about.
InArt, though.
Yeah, InArt's going nowhere. But yeah, I am worried about that rooted hair. But we'll see. We haven't really seen
That's
beyond
true.
that Wonder
It
Woman.
could be Garbo.
Yeah, we've seen it looking rough at a few shows. So it's like you're continuing to put up artisans for pre-order, but we've got no data to back up whether it's going to be good or not. So
What Wonder Woman?
the Warner Brothers 100 Wonder Woman, she had the rooted hair.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It
Okay.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't quite like artisan level, but it was definitely an improvement over what they usually do.
It was like the precursor to the Artisan, though, right? Because it had the rooted implantation. Artisan, I know. I'm a mess today. All right, just let me be.
He's had a rough week.
That's right. I had a rough week. TK592 is saying, I bought one to be ready for when Lane is looking for one. Incredible strategy right here. 12-inch Moose Stream is saying, I have zero problems for the most part with the queue. Yeah, they've been pretty easy, honestly. And Ty, like I was saying, if it's saying someone else has it in their cart, just spam the fuck out of that button. Add to cart, add to cart.
But Marco, if I did that, I'd have a black and gold Iron Man right now.
It's true.
I
Sometimes the queue saves you from yourself.
It saved me, so thank you, Q, because I had no business.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with the queue system. I have a problem with what they're putting in the queue system. Right, like the Scorch, perfect example. That has no business being in a queue.
Yeah.
Artisan Joker and Batman outfit. Yeah, fucking go for it. That makes
Yeah, that's not
sense.
hurting anybody.
Right.
But for the most part, there are
Artisan,
Yeah.
Anakin Artisan. I think I fucked that up. No business.
karma, baby.
Yeah. No business being in a queue. That should have just been a regular release.
Yeah, they should never do anything that's part of a squad in a exclusive like that, because they're just shooting themselves in the foot. Because if you can't get one, what's the point? You know.
Right.
So
And they did that with the C3PO repaint. I can't even 000 or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Where
it's
they had
fucking
him
dumb.
exclusive, and then the R2D2 or whatever, the R droid was a wide release. So it was just odd.
Yeah, that's fucking
See,
crazy.
this is what I mean. No, nothing. They just have no
because-
plan.
Yeah, now it's like, well, if you come out with Afra, what's the fucking point? To have one of her droids? That's crazy.
See,
And only a few people are going to have the whole squad? It's a Banana Republic.
is it because they don't know the lore? They're just looking at things to release.
I don't know, because Howard seems to be a huge Star Wars fan. So I'm pretty sure he knows.
Let's see, I was trying to give him.
But
an
I don't
out.
know if he's making all the executive decisions, right? Like, it could be a Disney thing. Like, you can't do this. I don't fucking know, dude.
It's a good point. We don't have insight into that for sure. So guys, I want to take a pause here and talk about a subject, because we did say we want to talk about, mental health and anxiety. I want to talk about taking things personally. So Dean, I don't know if you were ready for this topic, but
Yeah, go
I'm just
ahead.
going to lay
Go
this.
ahead.
Yeah. So, taking things personally, as I was mentioning earlier, that is a weakness of mine. I talked about my mom last week and how she's a collector. I'd say she's the perfect example of like where I may learn this behavior from, where, I mean, she's Latina. So, not to paint with a broad brush, but it's like you cross them and you are dead to them, basically, right? Like you're cooked. And so I would say, like, for growing up, I was that way, where like I do want peace. I do want to be, someone who is easygoing. But man, like if I feel like someone had crossed me, I would be like have a tizzy and just like try to, block them out and, cut them off, basically. I've learned that's a tough thing to do, because a lot of the time you end up carrying that pain and anxiety by trying to avoid the person. It's like they're no longer the ones with the problem. You have the problem and you're carrying all that weight with you. So it's just something mentally that I, try to take a step back and ask myself, like, okay, is this really an attack on you? Is it a misunderstanding? Easier said than done, but just wanted to point out that that's an area that I'm trying to focus on. And Ty, I wanted to get your thoughts on taking things personally.
That's a great question, and I have a very good example. As I used to work for Apple as one of their technicians, so one of the geniuses there, and even though they put you through all this kind of training, how to deal with the customers, which helped me in other aspects of life, which I'm thankful for. They try to tell you how not to take anything personal, when the customer is coming, and how to understand why the customers are feeling the way that they're feeling, but me, I always took everything personally, like I did it. like when they would come in with a broken phone or a broken Mac and they're mad at Apple, I took it like this was my personal responsibility to take care of this problem for them.
Wow,
And
okay.
it used to make me one of the slowest technicians. Like my appointment times would be super long because I was trying to fix the problem. Like I was trying to own everything. And they were like, look, sometimes the best thing to do is, you have to check their stuff in to get fixed at a later time. That's better for them. But I like when they were mad at Apple, but I took it like I did it. But I had nothing to do with it. I'm here to help them. But
I didn't make the
always took
damn
it.
phone.
Yeah, I didn't make the phone. I didn't break it. I didn't drop it in water, when you were out there messing around in a pool. But I always took it personally. And that's something that sometimes I'm pretty good at working on, but it still it'll get me where it's like even here, like in my apartment, like the air conditioner broke. I acted like I did it. All I did was use the thing, and it was like I almost wanted to apologize to them to have to come out and replace it because I took it like it was my fault. Like it's personally my fault. The dishwasher wasn't working. I took that personally. So I do catch myself like, wait a minute, this is what they get paid to do. Come on out here and fix my shit. It's hot.
If you hadn't broke it, they wouldn't have anything to do. So you did them a favor, honestly.
Thank you. I should have said, you're welcome.
Yeah, there you go.
But yes, so that is a struggle. Has been a lifelong struggle for me. And, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. But it really caused a lot of anxiety when I was at work. And I'm glad that part of my life is over.
Fair. Well, Ty, thanks for sharing that experience. And so really quickly, Illusion Entity is saying, I can barely hear Dean. Dean, I think you futz with your mic. So let us know if you can hear him better now.
Yeah, I unplugged everything, replugged it back in. I'm cranked up on my both StreamYard and my thing. I'm almost at 100%. So
he's fully torqued right now, guys.
Fully torqued.
So Dean, what's your experience with either taking things personally or knowing people that take everything personally?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at compartmentalizing things in terms of taking it personal. Like same thing at work. I worked at a grocery store and people would be upset. And I'm like, it's not my fucking fault. I just work here. I'll try and help you as best I can, but if it's not my fault. So, if you're complaining about the prices, that ain't got nothing to do with me. So you could be mad all you want. So yeah, it wasn't a huge thing for me, like at work or even like sometimes on YouTube, people will comment like ugly shit or say ugly shit about whether specifically me or the show, Collecting Weekly as a whole.
And things can get personal too. Obviously, we've made jokes of things that people have said about, appearance, and it gets ugly.
Yeah. I don't take stuff like that personally because it's like, you don't pay my fucking bills. I have no fucking idea who you are on the internet anyway. So, like, I couldn't care any less what you have to say about me. But I think in my personal life, like let's just say with an ex-girlfriend, I mean, there's people I don't talk to anymore because I'm also a Latino, so
yeah,
I have the fiery path. Yeah, it's like you fucking crossed me once, and that's just like a nonchalant kind of like, oh, he didn't invite me to a thing. I'm talking like really like cross me. Like I had a friend that I introduced a girl I took on a date. I took a girl on a date to an event, and I introduced him to her as my date. And then literally the next day he asked her out like behind my back, and
that's pretty dirty.
Was actively trying to make sure I didn't find out, which was, look, I can't make that girl want to date me. If she wants to date you, hey, that's cool. But come to me as a man and be like, hey bro, is this cool? I would have been like, yeah, whatever. If that's what she wants to do.
Eiffel Tower's open. Sorry,
right.
Too far. Too soon.
But if he was actively like, don't let Dean find out. Don't tell Dean. Don't. And it was like, that's fucked up. Now we have a problem. never talked to him again. And he fucking would like text me and message me on Facebook and stuff. I just blocked him because I was like, I have nothing to fucking say to you. Because that's just like not good behavior as a person. Like, much less as a friend. It's just like, that's shitty. And then it was really funny because we were friends on Xbox Live, but I stopped playing my Xbox. Well, I like turned it on like 2 years later, and I had a bunch of messages from him.
Oh no!
But
Nice.
like shit like that, like if you actually like cross me in a really fucked up way, yeah, I'm petty as shit. I'll fucking never talk to you again. That shit I take personal when it's real fucked up like that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's like not a person that you want in your life. If they're going to go behind your back like that, I think that's not a super forgivable instance for sure.
Yeah,
And he knew he was wrong because he was
No,
saying, "Don't let
100%,
Dean know." So
exactly.
he knew he was fucking up. He
yeah,
knew
it's
it.
like all you have to do is tell me, be like, hey, is this cool? And I'd be like, yeah, go for it. I had a friend do that in high school. He was like, dude, I know you like this girl, but I really like her too, and I feel like I got a shot. And I was like, yeah, dude, go for it. Like, that's cool. And they fucking dated for like 6 years. It was great. It was, I'm an adult, or I'm a person. Like I'm not unreasonable. You know what I mean? Like I know there's some guys that are like, no, I got dibs. It's like that's kind of weird, bro. It's not. These are
It's not a
people,
hot
not
dog.
property, right? Like that's mine. You can't touch. Like that's weird.
You
But,
know,
what?
I was just gonna say, like, when I was younger, I was more of a hothead like that. Like
Oh,
if you crossed me, that was it. Like you're done. Just like you, Dean. I think I've just mellowed a bit. It happened when my son was born. I got nice. Like I got soft.
Oh, there you go.
You know,
Well, your
that's
perspectives change.
There you go.
that's when
Well
it
said.
changed. That's when it changed. Because I was a terror, to be honest with you. Like I was like, yeah, I was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, just yeah. I've definitely had instances where I'm just like super petty. I was like, all right, you want to play that game? I'll fucking play it. So I have done that, but yeah, I guess just like internet stuff. It's just like I brush it off because it's like I don't know you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's hard to take it.
We had a problem with someone the other day, Marco. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, but it's like you wouldn't say that shit to my face if I was standing in front of you. I know you wouldn't, because I've seen the way that person acts, on the internet, and it's like I don't have to worry about you, bro. Think whatever the fuck you want. I'm out.
Yeah. Oh man, and really quickly want to say what's up to Summers fam. Hey everyone, I just don't get the price for the Joker. It doesn't have a USB light up for the base, the tongue, and it's not using the fabric, which to me would be
Right, like
more to make over the Batman suit. Why the same price? Yeah, it's an interesting release. It's definitely tricky to navigate, but we'll
Hot
get back
Toys.
into. There you go. It's Hot Toys. It's Hot Toys. We'll get back into the figure talk right now, but just wanted to thank Dean for sharing that experience and kind of opening up a bit. Yeah, it's just it's just an area that's so easy to fall into taking everything personally. And not everything is a personal attack on you, but sometimes they are. And sometimes fuck that person, Dean. So-
Yeah, sometimes they are. And it's just again, it's like, all right, dude, whatever.
Yeah.
Because we used to have someone on our show, and they took things very personal, and they'd be in the comments all goddamn day fighting, and I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like,
It's exhausting for you
Well,
and,
it's-
and to see that behavior.
yeah, and it's like, for every one person that doesn't like you, there's 100 that do. It's like, give those people your attention. That's why I've had the Patreon chat and the live chats. It's like, yeah, I have no problem talking to, but if you're going to come with negativity, like, I just have no time for that. So,
Yeah, it's like, get the hell out of here.
yeah, I guess I just like watching the internet growing up and like seeing the kind of shit people get. I mean, even someone like Anthony, or not Anthony, Justin. Some of those comments are ugly, and it's like, bro,
Gosh,
like,
yeah.
what does that have to do with him reviewing toys? What are you talking? Like, you're a crazy person.
It's amazing.
So when Zach and I started the podcast, I kind of just expected for that to happen eventually. You know, I mean, we're not super big by any means, even now.
20,000, baby.
20K,
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
You know, Justin has what, 120,000 subscribers or something like that. Like, his engagement is a lot higher on his videos, right? Because we do discussions, he does like unboxing, so more people go to that kind of stuff. So we're not anywhere near that, but I was just like, hey, people on the internet deal with some fucking weird shit and weird people all the time, so I just need to know and understand going into it. Woosah, right? Remember your pressure.
Yeah.
Take this shit personal. Again, they're just people on the internet. I can just turn off the window and they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if they're
Except
knocking
for
on my
Zach.
door, then we got a problem. But yeah, Zach definitely exists.
We wish we could pretend like he doesn't, but he exists. That got really dark. I'm sorry, Zach. We love you. Summers fam saying, love you, Dean. Such a sweet guy. Illusion Entity is saying, yeah, Dean is good people. Unless you cross that motherfucker, which is true. And really quickly want to shout out.
Dirty, though.
And Dean, like, I would say, like, you're just a really easygoing person. Like, you come with the same energy most of the time, where it's like, you know, certain people you feel like you're walking on eggshells around because you don't know what's going to set them off. Where Dean, it's like, okay, Mel, maybe we didn't chat for, you know, the last month and life got busy, but we're going to talk and we'll pick up where we left off. And he doesn't feel like you take it doesn't feel like you took that personally. Like, oh, well, Marco doesn't think about me now. It's like, I think about you every day, honestly.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Of course,
That's so
bro.
nice.
Of course, bro. And shout out really quickly to S Beam, who's in the chat. Smash that like button if you're here live, if you're watching on the replay, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button. And Mike is saying D Knight is a king. Oh man,
that's so funny. I wonder if D Knight ever gets messages like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?"
Oh my god. I hope he does. Equan is saying, what kind of psycho doesn't even like Dean? He's the most lovable dude. Exactly. Come on.
Thank you. You guys are so
Oh man. So guys,
I'm
with
surprised I don't
that,
have an ego like Zach with all these nice messages.
right? Amazing. With that, something that we should take personally is this Darth Maul light up. I think it's listed as a hologram. So Ty, have you seen this one? And what are your thoughts on the Darth Maul light up function hologram? Some have said a nightlight. What do you think about it?
So this will be a very short segment for me because yes, I have seen it. I don't understand it, but you know, this is something that now is going to exist in the world, I guess. So, okay, it won't be coming into my house. Although, like, I know about painting that little piece that he's standing on, like for the throne things that I do. That Palpatine hologram thing is a pain in the ass in 6 scale to print to paint that little thing, especially with my hands. But other than that, I'm like, okay, you know, what is how much is this going to cost?
Yeah, so the speculation we've seen, I think, based on Hong Kong prices, is somewhere between $150 and $200 over here. And I don't know if that would be. It definitely feels like too much.
It is a nightlight. I agree, and not a very pleasant one. I don't want him looking over me.
Yeah, that's not the first thing you want to look at when you're waking up.
Wake up to this thing. Although at first I thought he was tiny, but he's like full scale.
Yeah, I think it's a 6 scale. I think it's a 6 scale size piece.
That's the weird thing, right? Like, he's 6 scale. I feel like it should be like, with the base, should be like a 1-to-1 scale replica, like prop replica. Like, you're holding it. But that base is too big for that to be the case.
Yeah.
So it's like, what even is this? Like, it's so weird.
I think this is a callback to what I was saying earlier, how there's no rhyme or rhythm to what they're doing and no plan. And here we are. We've arrived here. There we go. And this is a definite no for me.
It's like bad fish out on the dance floor, just no rhythm whatsoever.
Wow.
With that, what's going on, Bad Fish?
But yeah.
Poor Bad
He's saying late to the party, but no, you're right on time, Bad Fish. Appreciate you being in here. So, Dean, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, one, I don't like Darth Maul, so I don't spend any money on him.
That's
Two,
right.
It's not anything in particular. Like I said, it's not a 1-to-1 scale prop. It's not a 1/6 figure, right? Like, I mean, I guess there's life-size holograms in Star Wars, but they're usually like on a table.
Mm-hmm.
So his base also kind of doesn't make sense because it's like, what should be a bigger table? Like, so you could put like, I don't know, a figure in front of him or something. But it's just like not anything specific. So it's like, what am I buying exactly? That and this glow-in-the-dark resin stuff rarely ever works the way it's supposed to. Unless the light you're putting in that base is so fucking bright, I guarantee it's only going to go up to like his hip, and then it's just going to be, the light's not going to reach all the way through.
Like the lightsabers that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was just
it's
about to
not
say,
gonna
we know
look
about them
good.
and their LEDs.
Like, unless it's hollow, which if it's hollow, then really what are you paying for? For $150-$200 if this thing is not solid, I don't know what this is, just plastic ABS or whatever.
It's
Like,
injection molded.
yeah, if this is just a hollow figure of Darth Maul, then it's going to be really, that light's not going to work.
The head scratcher.
Yeah, it's weird. But again, it's an exclusive. Like, if someone really wants it, they're in a queue, and we've seen queues last for days where, a lot of people don't get it. So, or it doesn't have the hype, so not a ton of people are buying it, so the queue lasts longer. So this is a perfect figure for that, or whatever this is. I don't even want to call it a figure. I will say though, objectively, it's a good looking pose. Like, it looks cool, but that's all it's got going for it.
Yeah,
Like
it's Go ahead, Dean.
I was gonna say, like, the likeness is good, the cloak drapes well, the sculpting is there. It's just like I said, it's not a figure for your shelf. Like, what are you gonna put this on the shelf with all your other 6-scale figures? It's gonna look goofy. I don't know what this is. Like, who it's for.
That's really well said, because it does kind of live in this weird area where I forget if it was you or Ty that mentioned, like, okay, you said if it was a bit bigger, you could have a figure standing in front of it. And that's where I wish they would have gone. Like, make this a diorama. If you want to incorporate some type of hologram, make it compatible with other figures we have, because I think you're right. If you put this next to, your other Darth Mauls, it might not look that great. Maybe it'll look sweet. I don't know. Like, I think you mentioned some of the really redeeming qualities to it, but yeah, I think it just lives in too weird of a space that I appreciate them trying to innovate a little bit, but I just am confused by this overall. Mike is saying they should have. Go ahead, Ty.
I was just gonna say, you could put this in your collecting section of what was I thinking?
Oh no,
Why did I buy
you'll have
this?
regrets.
Why did I buy this? That's where this one goes.
Yeah, it definitely feels like one that wouldn't last. It wouldn't last if you had to purge your collection. This would be one of the first ones to go.
But, like, also, if you think of the context of what this is like when the Nemoidians are talking to Palpatine and Darth Maul shows up in the background and they're like, oh, fuck, who's that guy? There's no Nemoidian figures to pair this with. Or, I guess in episode 1, Palpatine or whatever So like, what does it even go with? You can't put him next to your other Mauls. What is he gonna talk to himself? That makes no sense. He doesn't look like this in the Solo movie, so you can't pair him with. Well, they don't even make what's her face.
Kira.
He's sitting on the throne, the Kira. So you can't pair him with that because he's wearing a completely different outfit. So it's like, I don't know what this is. It's so weird.
It's goofy to say the least. And Mike is saying they should have given it the walker/spider legs like the Emperor had in episode 1. Yeah, that's
cool.
That's a pretty good idea. Cool. And Badfish is saying really quickly, anxiety has been so bad lately. Glad you guys are doing a show to talk about some of these parts of life and collecting. Badfish, really appreciate you sharing that, being vulnerable. And if you ever want to come on, would love to have you as a guest to chat a bit more about it. So appreciate you, bro. And, my line's always open if you want to talk about it more outside of the show. And we got the legend Collector Joey in the house. Collector Joey, thank you so much for joining, man.
I love that guy.
No doubt about it. Guys, any more thoughts on this one?
It's weird.
It's just a weird release for sure.
It's Hot Toys.
It's almost so offensive. It's inoffensive. It's so offensive that I'm not even considering it. So who cares? You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. I just don't know.
So guys, this is not figure talk, but I saw this graphic and I want to say it was either on Reddit or on Twitter, but I think both of you could appreciate this. So this was a mock-up of if there was a PlayStation themed fighting game. I think there was PlayStation All-Stars or
Battle.
There was
one back in the day.
Yeah, so something that they could maybe revive, or they've given up on it because Smash Brothers is eating everyone's lunch. But I just want to know really quickly, and Dean, I'm going to start with you on this one. Who would be the person that you would main if there was a PlayStation fighting game?
Oh man, just based off this list, God, there's so many good ones. They have so many Dark Souls characters. If I was gonna main anyone here. They got the Elden Ring guy, the Dark Souls guy, Bloodborne, Lady Maria, Helldivers. Man, I'm probably sticking with maybe the Dark Souls guy or the Demon Souls or the
That's this right here, right? Or this is Bloodborne here.
The bottom left
casual
is Elden Ring. And then up by Joel and Ellie next to Jack is Demon Souls.
Right here.
Yeah, that one.
Demon Souls. Okay, nice. All right, so somewhere in that realm is where you'd stay.
I don't see any Final Fantasy characters. I guess they're not exclusive to Sony anymore, but I want to say until Final Fantasy 15, they were all on Sony, so...
Yeah, they should have included that. That would be nice additions to this roster, honestly.
Damn. Aiko's the second player on the left, top row.
Oh, right here from the OG.
That's who that is. Okay. Yeah.
From the OG game.
Or Shadow of the Colossus. Aiko had horns.
Okay.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
All right, so that's what Dean's going with. Ty, who you got? Who's your main character?
King Dingaling.
Well, we know, a live stream ain't a live stream without King Dingaling. Sorry to be late. Just got back from touring with the lady at Fort Worth, Texas. Awesome. Hope you guys had a good time.
I would say I like me some Kratos. Although I like earlier Kratos because he's really, really angry all the time. Yeah, that's my Kratos. Yeah. I identify more with him back then, but I'd say like Venom or Spider-Man. I'd go with those two.
Nice picks, Ty.
Actually, give me some Venom.
All 18 inches of Venom, honestly.
All 18 of it, yes.
you picked two of my favorite ones there, so I would definitely say Kratos and Venom would be at the top of the list. I kind of like Ellie in this, or Aloy. I think those would be two that would be underdog picks because they're going to be kind of shifty. And then another one that really jumps out to me is Astrobot. I think Astrobot is kind of like that up and coming, kind of like a contending at this point, and with the new game that maybe drops.
Yeah, it's like
Astrobot could be a bit
Sackboy.
more.
But Sackboy's there too.
Yeah. Sackboy.
Yeah. Oh,
That
Sackboy.
little-
I would-
Yeah.
Sackboy, little Joker down at the bottom,
There we go.
next,
there
next
we go.
to
Yeah.
Miles.
Bro, Parappa to Rappa? Fuck.
Yeah,
dude.
right, bro. They got to make this
Every
game.
time I
Come
look at
on,
this
this would
list, it gets better.
Kick punch.
dude.
there would be just so many. And then I forget this guy's name from Infamous. This was
Yeah,
Cole, right? Or which one
Yeah.
was
I believe
Cole?
his name is Cole.
No, the one next to him is Cole, like the one with
This
the
one with
buzz,
the beanie.
the buzz cut. No, the beanie
This is
is
Cole.
yeah, that's Cole. That's the new guy.
The new guy. All right.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's new
Sly
Infamous.
Cooper.
Drake would be some bangers.
He's got the strongest hands ever. So
Yeah.
you got to watch out for him.
Yeah,
You
is
got
Lara
that.
Croft on here? Oh, I guess she's not exclusive anymore either. Or
Oh,
is that
yeah,
Lara
good
next
point.
to Drake? That might be-
Let's see who's next to Drake. Oh, that's something with an N, right?
Oh, she's also from the.
Yeah, she's from Uncharted. Oh, I forgot about Jin from
Jin
Ghost of
Sakai.
Tsushima.
Yeah.
Jin Sakai,
They
yeah,
have
that's my boy.
Sweet
Top
Tooth.
Right
Top right. Let's see.
from that new game, Stellar Blade. I forgot her name.
Oh, this is who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With the Chi-Chis all out. I heard good things about that game though.
I
Eve.
have two actually. Eve. There you go.
Eve.
That's cool. I wish they did a game like that.
With
Yeah,
the
like it-
Helldiver guy, you would never run out of players because they're just constant. It's a constant stream of dudes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Guys, I want to talk about one more figure and then I think we could probably wrap there. Just want to quickly check in with the chat. So Quinn is saying anxiety has been bad here for a multitude of too many reasons. I'm sure the weather doesn't help us at all too. Yeah, during the summer, I know my allergies get really bad and then my breathing's not as good, especially at night. And so, yeah, it could be really, aggravated by the heat. So sorry to hear that. But yeah, always open to chat and definitely let us know if you find ways to improve it for sure. Quinn is also saying the last Final Fantasy game I got to test and do a QC on it. Sony was Tactics, then Square took back to their own department. Sadly, that's awesome. Okay, so you got to do QC. That's amazing.
Damn.
Nice.
That's old.
Yeah, that's not a recent game. And then Quinn is also saying I would want Aloy from Horizon. Yeah, Aloy is great, or Sackboy to teabag with. Amazing. So guys, let's talk about one more figure here. And I want to ask the question first of all. Are you hyped for Deadpool and Wolverine #1? When are you going to see the film #2? And what do you think about this Deadpool figure with obviously Dogpool here being just a main accessory, one of the accessories we've gotten in a while? Ty, I'm going to start with you. When are you seeing the film? What do you think of this figure?
I don't know exactly when I'm going to see it. I'd like to see it relatively, at release. Like I usually have no big urge to go to the theater to see anything. Like I can wait, but when I first saw the trailer for this, I was like, this may be one I'm going to have to go. And I told my son, I think we're going to have to go see this when it comes out. As far as the figure is concerned, I like it. I want it. I have a Deadpool from Deadpool 2. I have him. I got him right before he was waitlisted too.
Don't
So
tell
I
me you
felt
have the fucking dusty Deadpool though. Don't you dare.
Oh hell no! What are you?
Okay.
Come on.
Good.
I'm not some kind of
I was scared for you.
savage. What is wrong with you? So this one looks really good. He looks very. The other one articulated pretty well too. So, and obviously he's going to go perfectly with this Wolverine that I pre-ordered. Wait, is he an exclusive?
Well, okay, so on that, there are exclusive. So there's an exclusive base, and it's not revealed here, but there's going to be an exclusive that has a special base that's kind of like a rock base with the Deadpool logo on it. And then the golden metallic guns are going to be behind some type of exclusive. Now, that probably doesn't mean a queue. It probably means like you've got a limited amount of time to order that particular SKU or SKU from Sideshow.
Okay. I like his coloring too, because he's definitely different from the one I have now, like just his red coloring. So
He's a lot more red, right?
Yeah, he's definitely more red. So I like that. He's more that Deadpool. When I think of him as in this color. So I want this one. I don't want to go through a queue, but I do want this one. And I'm looking forward to the movie. And let's just fucking go. Let's do it.
Nice.
Okay, heck yeah. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, my computer freaked out my computer just freaked out. It just froze completely for 1 second. So Dean, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I really want this. I don't know when I'm gonna see the movie. I want to see it as soon as possible, but I also don't want to go to a theater. Society is fucking crazy right now, and I just don't want to be out if I don't have to be. You know what I mean?
So it's not a terrible point, Dean.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and then I go in, and going back to anxiety, I go to a movie theater. The whole time watching the movie, I'm like, I hope someone doesn't steal my truck. Because I live in South Texas, so trucks are stolen all the time because people use them to smuggle shit into Mexico in and out. So trucks are like the number one stolen vehicle down here. So like I'm just like it's always in the back of my head. I'm like, fuck, like I don't want to. Because you go to the movie theater, you're in there for a minimum of 2 hours, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So someone fucking watches you park, take out all the time in the world to steal your shit. And so I'm just like...
I don't think anyone wants my Honda Civic, but you never know, actually. I think those are actually boosted pretty often. Yeah.
They're popular, though.
Yeah. But anyway... So I just have anxiety about shit like that, too. Like, is this going to be the last movie I ever see? You know what I mean?
Make it a good one.
I feel that way too.
Yeah, so it's like part of me really wants to go opening night because my buddy Rainer already bought tickets. He's like, if you want to go, just let me know. I'll get you one. And I was like I do, but then again, I don't. So I don't know when I'm going to see it. If it comes out relatively quickly on like home, I'll just watch it here. But that being said, this figure, fuck, dude, I want it so bad, and I have the Deadpool too. But I just like the red color. The posing of the head and neck is way better with the separated neck, so you could get those like hunched down, looking up poses a little better. Because I feel like I'm always fighting the neck, coming back from the collar on the other figure. And he still poses really great. It's just like there's some things he just can't do.
Yeah.
But damn it, I want those gold guns, dude. So I'm gonna have to get in that queue, bro.
Well, there might not be a queue though, right, Dean? There might just be like you got to order it on Sideshow within a certain window.
That's what I'm hoping it is.
Yeah.
Where it's like the thing with the fucking coins we saw with the Star Wars figures. It's like, do you want the coin or don't you? And it's like, it's the same price. So might as well get the coin. But even if it's a little more expensive, at least just put it up there so people could decide, do I want the gold guns in the base, pay a little more, or just get the regular one? So,
and I'm sure someone said this, and I'm sure it's not an original thought, but I haven't seen anyone say it. What if they did an artisan with, he has the toupee in the beginning? So you had the unmasked head sculpt with the toupee.
That's next.
Then you might be, then you might have to be in the queue. So let's hope not. Let's pray not.
Maybe I'll get in the queue for that.
That almost makes too much sense, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah, so they won't do it. I want to point one thing out as far as like the anxiety about going to the theaters. Like I share that like to a huge degree. The only reason why even consider it is the town I live in. Like, you can go at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and like we've gone to see me and my son. We've gone to see like the Avengers, like the day it came out, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We were the only two in the theater.
Nice.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that's why I do it. That's why I'll do it this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
No,
That's the only reason.
And Dean, thank you both for kind of sharing that, about your anxiety in the theater. I think I've got different anxieties. But yeah, like being in the confined space, like it's hit and miss for me because I am very annoyed by people. Like if you're chewing too loud, if you're, walking around a bit. Like I sat next to one guy, and this is how my brain works. He brought a backpack in, and then like got a call, and then like was rustling around in his backpack, and then left for like 30 minutes. And in my mind, I was like, oh fuck, he's got a bomb. He left it in the backpack, and like the cell phone he's going to trigger the bomb. So then I couldn't enjoy the movie. And then afterwards I was like, okay, what the fuck? But also like, it's not that far fetched. People are crazy. So
no.
Yeah. I remember last week.
How could I forget? And maybe more shit on the way. So yeah, no, it's tough though. But this is a film that I'm so excited for, that I hope to see multiple times in the theater. I like going to IMAX. I like going to see the big screen. So I do try to, put my anxiety aside and be like, all right, this is a special occasion, but it is hard sometimes.
One other thing with the anxiety factor that makes it even worse for me is I have what's called hypervigilance. So like that just gives me added PTSD when it comes to like, crowds and stuff like that, like, always watching what's going on. So
you think you're
like,
in the Secret Service or something?
Yeah, exactly. So like I'm Batman without the money most of the time, like always thinking, trying to be prepared. And as far as like sitting next to the book bag, the backpack, I don't know how you did that.
Man, it must have been during The Last Jedi, and I was like, sorry, not Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. I was just like, just press the button. Take us from this. I'm sorry, that's a dark thought. I apologize, but yeah, I was like there wrestling with my thoughts. Like, okay, this is an insane thought to have, but like, why isn't this guy coming back? And yeah, I guess I was just sitting there waiting for it to blow up. I was paralyzed. It was a really goofy situation, but yeah, people just don't know how to act sometimes too. Like, don't be on your cell phone. Shut the fuck up while we're in the theater. Like, let's just all just enjoy this, please.
Or bringing their infant kids. Like, there's no way they're gonna sit through this movie. It's
straight
loud.
to prison.
That drives me nuts. Why in the hell would you do this?
People got no sense. That's why it's
They're dumb.
So really quickly, my thoughts on this figure though. I love it. Like, it's beautiful. I don't have a Deadpool yet. This is definitely not the only Deadpool we're going to get. And that's what scares me, right? Okay. So the other piece, Ty, is that I believe it was leaked on maybe another site, but this is probably coming out some point this year. So some point at the end of this year, they're going to push this out. So this is almost like a movie promo version of it. So remember with Spider-Man last time that happened, that was like just one of many suits. And we know that's going to happen in this one. So just, I guess, a word of caution. Like, I still plan to get it. I do love that we're going to be able to get it fairly quickly. Dog pull, incredible. Looks like pancake. No doubt about it.
Her name is Peggy. She's Britain's ugliest dog.
Oh, that's who's playing it, is Peggy. Okay.
Peggy, yeah.
Amazing. So, yeah, I don't know if you could even see the dog based on how I had
No,
the
I
screen,
saw
but
it.
anyways. Okay, there you go. Everyone can get.
The little goggles.
It's so good. But yeah, I think this is going to be an incredible.
Bro, I hope that someone sells that outfit. I'm going to get one for Kevin.
Oh, yes. I love that idea, actually. I'm going to have to do the same for Pancake. Ty, some may say that the dog is so ugly that it's cute, though. So I've heard some
may
people
say that.
make similar analogies.
I may just say it's just so ugly that it's ugly.
There we go.
Yeah,
With that, go ahead, Ty. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. You know you have to cut me off. We've talked about this, but
I will say focus, Ty, but you're good right now.
as far as the Deadpools go, like even if they come out with a slew of them, like they did for Spider-Man, like the video game and all that stuff, or the movie, I can say I can get this one, and unless there's something miraculous about whatever they release afterwards, I'm good. Like I can get this one. This is my Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine. Put in with Wolverine, we're good to go. I don't care if they release 50 more. I don't need it.
That's a good point, Ty, and I respect the discipline. It all sounds good on paper.
It sounds good right now, right?
Yeah, right now until we see like the definitive long mask. What were you going to say, Dean?
Yeah, I was gonna say because the first Deadpool, it was just him from the movie, right? They didn't do other characters.
I don't think they did anyone else.
But it's like you didn't get Domino, you never got Colossus from Hot Toys, right? Official. There's third party Colossus, but
We did get Brad Pitt though.
yeah.
All right, that was stupid. I'm sorry. Take it back.
That's a really funny joke. If you know, you know. You didn't get any of the other people in Deadpool 2, like the Juggernaut. I know there's third party, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of Hot Toys doing a line of figures.
Yeah.
But for Deadpool and Wolverine, if you just have those two, and we haven't seen the movie, so it could be like, fuck, if you don't have this guy, then what's the fucking point? Right? Like, what's her name?
Lady Deadpool.
Oh, that's coming, Ty.
Never
there
got
you go.
her. You didn't get the Japanese girl. What's her name? He always says it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
Yep.
I wanted to say Kimiko, but that's from The Boys, I think.
That's close, I feel like.
Anyway, something with a K, I think.
Maybe
Yumi. Anyways.
If
only we could just
Yuki.
Yuki, there you go.
Quinn got it. Yuki.
Yeah, there you go.
Or Yuki, one of the two. There you go.
Like those would have been really great to fill in the Deadpool line, because but for Deadpool and Wolverine, because one, you almost don't even need to pigeonhole them into the movie. It could just be like Deadpool and Wolverine. There they are, the iconic kind of duo. So yeah, I think Ty, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, unless something is so fucking like I have to own that, like you really could just have those two.
That's my disclaimer though, just in case.
Yeah, because I didn't feel that way about Cable. Like, I liked Cable enough as a character, but like I didn't feel the need to buy his figure.
Me either.
But even me, and I'm not an X-Men fan, I've gone over this on the show a bunch, but like even I'm like, one, I like Hugh Jackman, and two, that outfit looked dope. The Jim Lee X-Men designs are so iconic that even I'm like,
so good.
I want to get that. Just as a harkening back to that design. So
yeah. I don't know, Dean. I think it's going to be a deep line, though, right? There's not a lot of Marvel stuff coming out.
You're not wrong.
We could get MCU characters and Fox, X-Men, and all their other properties, Daredevil, Fantastic Four. Who knows what's going to pop up?
Let it rip.
Go crazy.
It's Hot Toys, so that's too logical.
Yeah, but also they like money, though. I know those would all be like bespoke designs that would cost
a
lot.
They did that for not Endgame, but Infinity
No Way
War.
Home. Oh, okay.
Because they were like, oh well, there's a lot of characters in this movie, but their outfits don't really change. But then they release them anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? Because we got Lady Deadpool teased, Cowboy Deadpool. There's some other Deadpools in the background that we can kind of make out. So who knows? I mean, honestly, like, I'm so excited to see what exactly we see, because I don't even think we've seen like who the bad guy is, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we've seen like one team of villains, but who even knows if they're the real villains or not?
Right. Like, I don't know what to expect. So, yeah, hopefully, yeah, I'm
I
excited.
bet if Hot Toys does not do like a Lady Deadpool or some of those others, I bet you we see third party.
Oh,
1,000%.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Bet you
Hot
we
Toys
see
will
a
do
third
it.
party.
Hot Toys will do it, Ty. It'll be too easy to do. They'll do an
Yeah, but
artisan and they'll do a
I don't need
normal.
it 5 years from now, though, Marco. Yeah, we have InArt for that.
Man, they'll come. Don't worry, they will come. Two other things I wanted to mention. I think just because there's not any like other Marvel films really releasing, right? There's this and maybe like one other this year or one TV show. Hot Toys might be banking on this line to be larger, and then it's the other like red flag with the Deadpool release is that they're doing an exclusive to kind of force your hand to like, okay, I got to get it now. That makes me think like, oh, we're gonna get a more definitive look down the line. It just feels like this is a trap figure, but it's still, because it looks like the representation from the first two films, still a must have for me. Still looks awesome, and it's going to pair so well with that Hugh Jackman. Really quickly, let me just read what King Dingling had to say. My hope is with Deadpool is that this version has a strong hands post. I forget which versions had the issues while changing his hands. Collectors had to be super careful or else they would break. Do you remember this, Dean?
Yeah, that was Deadpool. The first movie, Deadpool, the first batch. Whenever you put the hands on, it would scrape against the suit and the suit would start to flake. They fixed that with the second batch, and the Deadpool 2 figure didn't have that problem because they put like a black plastic cap over the suit, and whenever you change the hands, they wouldn't touch the suit at all.
Got it. Okay. Thanks for that
Yeah.
background.
That was a huge problem. That was like devastatingly bad.
Oh man. Well, glad they rectified the issue. Quinn is saying I was wrong. It wasn't Yuki. It was Yukio. There you go. He said I looked it up. Yukio. There. But we all said, oh yeah, Yuki. And then
We got
Avengers
it.
Assemble
We
is
knew
saying
it. We knew it.
Deadpool will be his own villain.
Ooh.
The villain was
That would
inside
work.
him all along. Yeah. I actually kind of like that. I like that. So guys, with that ends all the topics today. Ty, how you feeling after our third episode?
I am feeling fantastic. I I go through the whole thing every time, like, oh, I hope this is good. That normal angst, but
Don't worry, it's
having
not.
Dean
So
here,
you don't have to even stress about that.
having Dean as our first guest, that was awesome. So thank you, Dean.
Yeah, thanks
Appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me. I didn't see the message until after I was already done eating, but I had to eat it. I was hungry, so
Yeah, I
sorry
gotta
was
eat too.
late.
Yeah, I didn't have dinner yet, but
Oh boy.
yeah. So I'm feeling good. I'm glad everyone in chat. The thing I told my son about the other episodes is like there's so much participation. Like I love it. Everyone's talking and they're putting things up, and sometimes you don't really see that. So I'm really happy about this. I really like this.
Heck yeah, man. Well, yeah, we've been getting great engagement. So thanks for everyone that's been in the chat that has been engaged with us. And if you're still in here, hit that like button. And if you're watching on the replay, hit that like button as well. So Dean, anything coming up on CW?
Yeah, tomorrow we got Baldur's Gate 3. We just defeated Orin in Act 3. I don't know what we're going to do next, but we got a bunch of stuff we still got to do. So that's really fun. And then Tuesday we'll have the main show with Marco and Ben. I'm sure we'll talk about a lot of the stuff we talked about tonight. Wednesday After Dark. Thursday will be Small Talk. Yeah. Last night was what do they call their show? Thomas and Chris.
Is it movie night?
Movie night. Yeah. That was fun. It was Planet of the Apes. Thomas hadn't seen most of the Planet of the Apes movies. I was like, what?
Wow.
The original ones, from the
Holy cow.
was it the 60s and the 70s? Amazing movies.
I haven't seen it.
Oh man, they're so cool. They're really good. That was a really cool discussion because they talked about like kind of the allegory for racism and slavery and stuff like that. So that was a really great discussion. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch that. And then, yeah, Friday should be just on a Friday night back. They had to take the night off. You supplemented your show, so thank you for doing that.
Of course, thanks for having us.
Yeah, so a whole week of content for you guys. And then I'm sure
Heck
a
yeah.
bunch of shorts between now and then. Oh, and then right after this, Zach and I are going to keep building our football team. So, Margo, if you want to come join us for that.
Yes, I do. Okay, so immediately afterwards.
Yeah, so it's it's not NCAA football. It's college
football.
College football 25.
2025. They have a thing called Team Builder, and you could do custom teams and stadiums and jerseys and helmets. So we were doing that before this, so me and Zach are going to finish that. So if you guys have the game, you'll be able to download our team and play. I think we were going to do a contest. We got to work it out, but if you have the team and take like a cool screenshot or something cool, you might be able to win something. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, I can't wait to get that game in my hands. Ty, have you been playing?
Yes, sir. Because I have, yeah. I mean, I like it. I mean, there's some haters out there, but I enjoyed it. You know, I have Game Pass, so I tried it out, and yeah, I think they did a really good job. Like I was yelling because I was actually getting excited when I was playing it.
Yeah, I always preferred playing NCAA over Madden because you got the atmosphere is just so different, and you got the live bands, right? The full marching bands. It's just so much more exciting. You know, you do a play, the band starts going, the crowd's cheering.
And like the skill level is so much wider as well, right? Like really good guys are really good, really shitty guys are terrible.
Even something simple like running an option play, they don't do that in the NFL because by the time you get to that level, it's so
too fast.
Yeah, that it doesn't work.
It doesn't work in the NFL. So like in college, when you're playing as the game, you run an option play. It's just like, oh fuck, like it's so good. I love it. So I'm glad to hear it's.
Dynasty mode is really good. Like, like taking your player and picking your school, the little choices they give you during the week. Like, hey, should I go out and party? Because this is going to affect my energy before the game, or like they even have one where your guy you're competing with for a position asks you to make sure you wake him up on time so he makes practice. And you have a choice, like, if you do, then you're good. You're a good teammate. But if you don't, coach is gonna get mad, and you'll probably get more play time if you do. So what do you do?
He's sleeping in, baby.
Exactly. But definitely play this game with like surround sound because you get that atmosphere with the songs and the crowds and everything. You feel like it really hits pretty hard.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
We're gonna have Ty download the CW kits so we can see them because I don't get my copy until later this week. So that's what you get from ordering from QVC. Would have thought they were still around, but
they are. Jesus.
It was like $30 off. It was crazy. It was like almost half price on QVC. Like if you go through Wario, he had a coupon code. So I was like, I'll roll the dice. Let's go. So I don't get it for a while, but with that, guys,
that was a joke. That's crazy.
No, legitimately, they've got an online presence now. So.
Send it to me. I want to get $30 off.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. We'll see if it's still available. But thank you all for the kind words in the chat. Thanks for everyone that's engaged with us. Hope everyone has a great weekend.
There's my dude.
Heck yeah. All right. And with that, we'll catch y'all on episode 4.
How you feeling, man?
I'm pretty lucky.
Say what?
I'm fine. I'm pretty bad.
What?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're
How are you?